to the second ever episode of Third Hand News, where I bring you news in the most uninformative way possible. I'm going to go ahead and start again with my Tennessee Titans, who upset the Buffalo Bills. So Derrick Henry's now on pace for 2,218 yards, and while that might seem impressive, let's keep in mind this is a 17-game season. So if this was a 16-game season, Derrick Henry would only be on pace for 2,088 yards. Now that's only a slight improvement from last year, so that still makes him an inadequate PPR back. At this point, I'd be trying to get anything I could for him. We've got Tariq Cohen coming back from injury. Josh Jacobs is in and out of the lineup, so maybe Kenyon Drake. Maybe even a fourth rounder if you could get it. Jonathan Taylor rushed for 145 yards on just 14 carries. Frank Reich was not happy after the game, saying 145 yards is way too far for our star running back to travel in one night. So we're going to go ahead and give him 5 carries next week and see how he does. One of the big stories of the week is John Gruden resigning. John Gruden was also removed from the Buccaneers Ring of Honor. When asked, John Gruden said, "I'm not that worried about it. I'm just going to run for president. I can harass as many women as I want, and they'll never find my emails." Please don't comment on that. I am not making a stance. TJ Watt was paid big this offseason, and this Sunday he proved why. Despite the big paycheck, he's actually still one of the lowest paid boxers in the United States, even behind fighters like Jake Paul. Now, anybody who tuned in last week can tell you that my correspondence were horrific, for lack of a better word. So this week I actually outsourced my correspondence outside of IBT Media. We're going to go now to my first correspondent.
Thank you, Third and Shortt, for having me. Listen, it's been a rough year for football fans. You're going to want to do something silly, like start Michael Thomas this week with your season looking like it's over. This cookie represents Michael Thomas.
One of the big stories we're going to be following over the next couple weeks is the trade deadline. I'm personally going to be following Ronald Jones. He's actually received a couple offers so far, but turned them down, and this is why.
Ronald Jones, I want to play game. Stay with the Bucs, remain a backup, and continue to polish Brady's Uggs. But you're guaranteed another ring, or get a guaranteed starting job until you're Frank Gore's age, playing for Adam Gase. May I offer a third option? Serve as John Gruden's publicist.
Welcome to the 5-Week Spectacular!
So mid-filming, I actually lost my hat. If you happen to find it, please return it to this address. So with all the injuries that have accumulated, and the bye week hell that we've come upon, here's the list of players that are not available this week. So if you're saying to yourself, that's a lot of good players that aren't available, just do what I did. Don't draft good players in the first place. Now I actually stand a chance. So I think the internet tends to make up narratives sometimes, and people just tend to follow them because that's what the rest of the internet is saying, and I wanted to address one of those now. So the narrative is that Big Ben is washed up, that he is done. But I'm going to show you a clip here that tells you otherwise.
The outside stop instead of what Ben thought was he was going to cross his face there. And for Jamal Adams, hit him right.
Now look, Big Ben put that ball exactly where he needed to. It's not his fault the other guy did not catch it. Now, I never like seeing quarterbacks towards the end of their career and start to see them fade. I like to remember them in their glory. So here's a young quarterback that can remind you of the good that we have to look forward to here in the NFL as fans. Okay, so in these first 2 episodes, I've hit on a lot of things. Maybe not as many things as Urban Meyer's hit on, but there's one subject that I'm very passionate about that I have not and that is cooking. So we are actually going to have our first ever cooking segment. Okay, so I could use this segment as an opportunity to show off all of my cooking skills, my culinary techniques. I'm actually going to start off slow, and we're going to use this episode to settle a debate, a great food debate that has raged throughout Twitter, and we're going to settle it once and for all. What comes first? The milk or the cereal? Very, very simple answer here. Don't be a psychopath. Clearly the cereal comes first. It's not that hard. After you get a good amount of cereal in there, then, only then, are you going to add your milk. So you're going to about a 1-to-1 ratio here. Milk, cereal. Now clearly, no one wants dry cereal, so you're going to have to add a little liquid to that. Alright. There you go. And please, mix it up. So there's a simple answer. Always put your cereal first. Don't be a psychopath. Alright, so just like last week, I'm going to include a hot sauce recommendation. This week, after my show, I got followed by a hot sauce company. I was like, this is it. This is my big break. This is my sponsor. This is my road to retirement. And yeah, it turned out to be a small company. Disappointing. But no, it's actually somebody in the fantasy football community. So I was excited that before I even knew that, I had bought their hot sauce, had it shipped, and I was like, I'm going to recommend it on my next show, try it, and just shout them out. And it turned out to be somebody in the fantasy football community, so I was really pumped about that. It's actually Fresh Fire Hot Sauce. I just got this in a couple days ago, and it's already been heavily used. It's a habanero hot sauce. With a lot of these hot sauces, they try to mask the flavor by throwing in, all these fruity flavors, pineapple, mango. They all go great with habanero, but sometimes it's best to just let the pepper speak for itself. And I think this hot sauce does a really good job of that. It's hot, but it's a slow burn, so you can enjoy your meal and then deal with the consequences afterwards. They put just enough of the other ingredients to kind of balance out the flavors, balance the heat. You get definitely the taste of ginger right up front, and then you just get to taste the peppers, enjoy the peppers, and that's what I love about this hot sauce. Scrambled eggs is the go-to recommendation for all hot sauces. Everything tastes great on scrambled eggs. I actually put this in my pot roast tonight, and I gotta say it complemented the flavor so well that this might become a permanent part of my pot roast recipe. So I definitely recommend checking these guys out. It's great flavor. Support your small businesses within the fantasy football community. Of course, we all know about Hotbox. Huge fan myself. I've ordered all their products except for the Amigo. I love them. It's great to see another brand out there. Hope to have my own hot sauce out there soon. Just support local businesses within the fantasy football community. So I'm going to go ahead and recommend a movie, and since we're still in October, closer to Halloween, it's going to be another horror movie. If you see me wince in pain throughout, it's because I was recording and almost missed my daughter's bus, sprained my ankle on the way out the door, but I made it. So the movie I'm going to recommend is on Netflix. It's called Hush. It's a very simple concept, another kind of home intrusion movie. However, there's a little bit of a twist in this one. Since the woman in the house is actually deaf, she has to kind of overcome things a little different than most of these movies. You're going to be on the edge of your seat the whole time. I think you're going to like how this one plays out. Very good acting, great, well thought out story and action scenes, great use of social media and phones and the computer and everything. So here's a clip. All right, so that wraps up my show this week. I'm going to try to keep them short, probably under 10 minutes each week, and I'm going to try to do different things, not the same thing every week. So thank you for tuning in. Thank you for your support. Please check out the hot sauce that I mentioned, Fresh Fryer Hot Sauce. It's called Dick's Original Hot Sauce. And tune in next time. Thank you.